Hey, this is Matt from Budget Boosting. Today I'm going to talk to you about a project I've been working on for a while for somebody. And it's a 1970 Datsun Nissan 240Z, and I'm doing a turbo conversion on it with an L28. Originally, this engine inside is an L24, which is a 2.4 liter inline six. And we replaced it with this L28. And we've got a K27 turbocharger. It's a German turbocharger used in some BMWs and Mercedes-Benz when they want to get, and even Porsche has used triple K turbochargers in the past, and they put out quite a bit of power. So that's a K27, pretty mean turbo. It's good for probably around 500 and some change horsepower depending on the boost you're running. The boost levels that he wants to run on this car, it's going to run probably around 11 pounds of boost on the Wastegate spring, and he'll probably run a maximum of 20 when he puts in some better gas. But overall, this car is an easy 400 horsepower engine and turbo combination. And we've also got we got lucky and found the most rare triple deuce surge tank combination. This is an HKS blow-through carburetor box, and these are very hard to find. Back in the late 70s and 80s, throughout, hell, even the early 90s, people in Japan were running these like crazy, these turbo blow-through triple side draft two-barrel combinations. It's the best combination you can get for one of these L engines because you got one barrel per cylinder. It's direct. You got the intakes going right to the intake ports. They're very direct, very straight, and I mean, triple deuces, you don't get any better than that. 3 two-barrels, 6 cylinders. I mean, you just don't get any better. And the way this manifold's designed, all the boost is going to come from the intercooler, go right in this box, spread into 2, and equally disperse the boost throughout the 3 triple Mikuni carburetors. Also, this engine has some very nice extras like this special timing chain tensioner right here. This totally bypasses the stock tensioner, which can collapse and bind the chain and fail your engine. Well, this chain has gear rotators on it which keep the tension on the chain, and it's fully adjustable as well. So it completely maintains your chain pressure at all times. It also makes a nice little gear sound, and it totally bypasses that factory hydraulic ram one. It has a little tiny push ram. If the push ram gets in a funny position, it can turn over. If the timing chain tension ever releases, the stock hydraulic push ram can buckle and totally leave your chain exposed to smash valves and everything. So the factory unit, it's okay, but if you ever lose timing chain tension to a certain extent, it will fail. And this totally prevents that. It's from Kamiyari. You can order those right from Japan for around $300, but they protect your whole engine build, which could be several $1,000s when it's all said and done. So kind of a little prevention to prevent a big nightmare of engine problems. This one also has a special crank pulley or harmonic balancer. It's about a $500 balancer. The person that I'm building this engine for is using a little higher budget than I usually do, but wow, we're buying all the right stuff here on this engine. We're getting the best of the best for this Nissan L28. And this intercooler is a really great intercooler because both sides, the inlet and the return, you can use them either way you want, and they're all on the same side as the intake and exhaust and the turbocharger on this engine, so you don't have to use a lot of tubing like I had to use on my blow-through 280ZX because I had a GTR style intercooler where the inlet and return are on separate sides of the intercooler. So a lot of different stuff in this Z. This Z also has the T5 transmission from Borg Warner, which requires body modifications on this Z. I have to cut out some of the tunnel, the transmission tunnel, to clear the shifter path for first, third, and fifth. So, you know, there's a lot of little things you have to do to get this turbo set up in this body style of Z, but when you're all done, it's worth it. This manifold and this exhaust manifold were not designed to go together, so I had to do a lot of custom filing and fitting to get everything to fit and bolt up right. The bolt pattern's made for an L28, but this intake manifold and this turbo exhaust header made by HKS were not designed to go together, so I had to make some modifications to the accelerator pump shafts, as well as grind off various portions of the intake manifold to get it to fit the exhaust manifold. But all in all, it's turning out really nice. And you can see the teal external wastegate I got down here by the K27 as well. This is a turbo header with an external wastegate. You can see the teal wastegate right there. And this port here is where I will hook the wastegate controller. This one you just leave alone, but this one is where you hook your boost sensor or manifold pressure. As soon as it reaches boost, it opens the wastegate and sends whatever you don't need to spool the turbo to a boost setting out to the atmosphere. So the wastegate blows out to the atmosphere here. This car also has the nice Arizona Z Willwood brake system. Very nice setup. It's a very nice setup if you have the money to get it. It's really nice, and it brakes on a dime. It's a very good setup. It's probably the best of the best for this body style of Z. And the person that owns this car plans on taking this to road circuits, so he needs a really good brake setup with proportioning valve to cut off close to 50% going to the rear, just so he gets a good bias, more brakes to the front than to the rear, so he doesn't have a rear lockup, because the rear of the car is lighter than the front. So you need like almost 85–90% of your braking to the front and 15 to 20 to the back, roundabout. And you can fine adjust it with a brake proportioning valve. The way you turn the brake proportioning valve, you turn it counterclockwise, it provides less braking to the back. And going clockwise gives you more braking to the front. So this little guy is pretty neat to have. You just put it where your front brakes meet your rear brakes, and you go in on this area, in coming from the master cylinder, out going to the rear brakes. And you hook it up, and then you can fine-tune your rear brakes in comparison to your front, so you can adjust your brake bias between front and rear. Really important for the track and the circuit. So yeah, this project's coming along. I'm not doing the body work on it, I'm just doing the turbo engine conversion, suspension, brakes, and all the little upgrades I've had to do, body bushings and such. But so far this car's turned out pretty nice. It should be a very fast car. I'll let you see the other side. Now I've got the alternator hooked up, and the starter, the ignition system. So any day now I'm going to be doing a test fire on it. So far she's coming along. It's got a custom aluminum race radiator. It looks like it has 4 cores to it, so it's a nice big healthy radiator designed to fit the Z car. So as far as the engine and cooling system and transmission, it's even got a custom R180 differential from a Subaru WRX, because you can take the rear WRX differential, which is an R180 and a lot stronger LSD, and install it on this 240Z. It just needs a little modification to the drive shaft. You need a special drive shaft made to adapt to the Subaru's propeller of the actual differential. So lots of little custom things have to be done to fit all these things in this body style. But when it's all said and done, you're getting a lot of updated, hardcore, serious competition. I mean, the competition for the Z will be pretty fierce when this gets done, because it's a very light car and it can compete with some of the very high-end cars, because it's going to have a lot of power per weight ratio. So more to follow, but I just want to introduce this project. I've showed you on the one video about the oil inlet return line. You got to see a little bit of this engine while it was still in the engine stand, but now I've got it in the car and you can see it a lot better. It's starting to come around and come together, and pretty soon, I estimate in probably less than a week, I'll have a start on it and maybe be able to test drive it a little bit before it goes to the body shop and then gets the body work done. So that's it for now, and thank you again for watching Budget Boostin'. If you like us on our Facebook channel, like us on our YouTube page, and of course check out our budget boosting website, our budget boosting window stickers, and of course remember, knowledge is power. It's horsepower. Here's the oil pressure sender going into the T-fitting, and the additional hole gets blocked off. Then there's the oil supply line, and it goes all the way to the turbocharger right there. See?